Video battle report. We have a 3,000 point Storm of Magic battle. We picked the scenario Reign of Magic, where you have the 3 fulcrums in the middle of the table and with no wizards occupying them to start off with. We'll go over terrain first. We have a hill right here. This chapel looking thing is actually a dwarf brewery, which gives you immune psychology and stubborn within 6 inches. River, not sure what it is yet. We'll roll for that later. We have a forest right here, and then right there is a altar of Cain, frenzy within 6 inches. We rolled 5 on the terrain roll. So we'll start with Connor's deployment on his right side. This is Warriors of Chaos versus Empire, by the way. I forgot to say that. So for he took a scroll of binding. He has a Hydra right there from the Storm Magic book. A Chaos Spawn, no mark. Those are Inner Circle Knights with a Grand Master in them. It looks like there's 8 of them. Right here we have 30 Halberdiers.
Yep.
30 Halberdiers with a detachment of 15 handgunners. He has a level 2 Shadow Sorcerer in there. Looks like his Warrior Priest is in the Halberdiers, the guy in with the black primer in the front rank there.
Yeah.
Over here we have 29 great swords with a General of the Empire in there, and they also have a level 4 Metal Mage in there. Their detachment is 14 handgunners, and they have 2 casters in there, a Dark Emissary, which he also used a Scroll of Binding for, and a level 2 Life Wizard. Behind there, the bolt thrower is actually a cannon. He's proxying. And behind over here is a steam tank, also proxied. Another Scroll of Binding is the Giant. I took a Giant.
Named him Bob.
His name is Bob. Then we also have Lord Flashheart, the BSB, on a Pegasus, Imperial Pegasus. My Chaos Knights here are actually just regular Knights, Empire Knights, 8 of them. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then my Dragon Ogres here are standing in for 3 Demigryphs with Musician.
And Champion.
And Champion. Okay. Now we'll go over my deployment. Over here, 3 Skull Crushers, Musician, Standard Bearer, no Champion. Scroll of Binding Giant. I have 18 Warriors of Tzeentch, full command. Next to them is my level 2 Slaanesh Sorceress. She also has the Chaos Familiar, so she'll have an extra spell. 5 Warhounds. Behind the Warhounds, Scroll of Binding Monster, and a Ragnarok. Over here, regular Chariot, Chimera, Regen, Flaming Breath. My General is a level 4 Tzeentch, Lore of Metal, on a disc. Next to him are 17 Warriors of Nurgle, extra hand weapons, full command, with Festus in there. Then I have 4 Trolls, and my BSB, he's on a demonic mount, Tzeentch. Up on the hills, my Hell Cannon, I have 5 more Warhounds, and then on my left flank is a Nurgle Gorby's Chariot. So that's deployment. We're going to roll off to see who goes first. We'll do a overview of the table. That's a lot of models on one table. This is probably going to take a while. Oh, we'll go over spells real quick. Connor, looks like he only has 2 shadow cards. Oh, because his shadow's just level 2.
Yeah.
Here's his shadow spells.
Here, I've got a list of...
Death spells. You got a level 3 death?
Yep, the Emissary's level 3.
Oh, that's the Dark Emissaries. And then his metal, you probably won't be able to read that.
Searing Doom, Plague of Rust, Transmutation of Lead, and then I've also got the other one.
The life.
No,
Earth, Blood, and Dwellers.
Give me I had the one that turns him into freaking gold. That was the 6. Because he's a level 4.
Okay. Anyways, and my spells over here. Festus got Fleshy Abundance, Curse of the Leper. My metal sorcerer got Searing Doom, Final Transmutation, Gehenna's Golden Hounds, and Glittering Robe. My Slaanesh sorceress got, oops, and I forgot a spell. I'm going to have to grab one more. Acquiescence and Cacophonic Choir. There we go. Got her out. These are all the cantrips and then all my Storm and Magic Cataclysm spells right here. I'm not going to read all those off. We'll be back after the top of turn 1. Okay, end the top of turn 1. Go over movement first. I will start over here. Move 6 inches forward with my Gorby's Chariot. Got my Warhounds off the hill there. I flew my General onto this fulcrum here, giving me dominance this turn, which combined with the Arabian Puzzle Box, which I purchased with my Storm and Magic dice, I got a crap load. Well, I got a lot of dice, and then I also had plus 11 to cast. On Magic we spun, and Chaos was Ascendant. Trolls scooted forward, same with the Warriors. My Chariot didn't move, neither did my Ragnarok, I kept them back here. Warhounds scooted forward, and I think this was a stupid move. I moved my Chimera behind my Warhounds out of a leadership bubble, so that kind of sucks. Took my Slaanesh Sorceress up closer to this fulcrum so she can take it next turn. Warriors moved up and Skullcrushers moved up. I measured so they were just out of charge range of the Demigryphs and the Knights, so they won't be getting charged. Giant did not move, he stayed back right here. Okay, so that was my movement phase. In Magic phase, like I said, I ended up with a plus 11 using my special magic item. Plus 11 to cast for my General anyways. Plus 7 to cast for my, or plus 9 to cast for my level 2s. And guess what, Connor? I forgot to channel. So I could have had more dice.
Game done.
Connor didn't like what happened. Okay, I cast Gehenna's Golden Globe first on... it's a big old magical vortex, remains in play. It actually is still sitting right where that die is, right there. Took out a third of his halberdiers and about half of his handgunners. Lost his warrior priest. I cast Searing Doom. That got rid of a bunch of his Dispel dice, and then I tried to cast Acquiescence on the Demigryphs with the Slaanesh Sorcerer. He used the rest of his, or he used his Dispel Scroll on that one. He was out of dice. Well, I tried to cast something else and he dispelled it. He's out of dice, so I cast Searing Doom on the Knights. I killed 4 Knights, or 5 Knights, looks like. All his panic checks he had to take, he ended up passing. So, there's that. I cast Final Trans on the Great Swords, and he lost 10 of those guys. 8 of those guys. What else did I cast? I cast Fleshy Abundance on my Trolls. So they now have a 3+ regen. And I cast Curse of the Leper on the Warhounds, because I feel they're probably going to get shot up here. It means they're right across from handgunners right there. They have +2 their toughness, so they're toughness 5 right now, which hopefully I can save a couple wounds. And then I cast a remains in play spell, Slothful Stupor. This gives them stupidity, -2 leadership, and they can't use Inspiring Presence or Hold Your Ground special rules, which is a pretty cool little spell, especially when to keep people from coming into you. So we will be back at the shooting phase. Hell Cannon, of course, missed by a mile, like usual. Okay, and we'll be back after the bottom of turn 1. Okay, end of turn 1.
Magic sucks.
Moving on to turn 2.
Magic sucks.
Yes. So Connor moved a little bit, declared no charges, moved all these units up right here, moved the Hydra up a little bit, and didn't move anything over here. Demigryphs passed their stupidity check, and then compulsory, he moved his spawn up right there. his steam tank generated 3 points. He used 1 point to move, and he ended up rolling a 1. So he only moved forward 1. But it was well within range. Actually, we should have checked that because I don't think you were in range. But oh well, too late now. 24-inch range. He used the 2 steam points to shoot a cannonball. He took out 2 of my Chaos Warriors. In the magic phase, he only rolled 10 dice, and nothing was ascendant that we were using. Cast. Let's see. He cast Enfeebling Foe on the trolls. I dispelled it. Then he used his dice to dispel the Slothful Stupor on the Demigryphs, and he also dispelled the Vortex. What's it called? Gehenna's Golden Globe, before it took out all the rest of his guys. And shooting phase, he did take out 2 Warhounds. Got lucky and passed the break check. So there we are, and we'll be back after top of turn 2. Okay, end of the top of turn 2. Movement phase, didn't really move anything over here. I charged my trolls into the Inner Circle Knights with the Grandmaster. Ended up, we'll just say what happened with combat real quick. Well, no, we'll go back to combat. I moved Festus out of the unit and onto that fulcrum. I moved my Slaanesh Sorceress onto that fulcrum, so I control all 3 fulcrums right now. Scooted my warriors up, scooted my chariot up, my Ragnarok got scooted up. Left my other 2 where they were. I figure I'll let Connor, we got a kind of a fate standoff, Mexican standoff going on right here. Nobody wants to get in charge range. So we're all just waiting right here, leaving that flank, which is fine by me. I'll mop up over here while that happens. I put my Warhounds up here. Kind of obvious what I was doing right there. And then I flew my Chimera up. But lo and behold, I was stupid and forgot to use my flaming breath in my shooting phase. So yeah, that's why that unit is not like all the way gone right now, which it should be. But oh well, you live, you learn.
And then you get loves.
So magic, we spun for Ascendance, and Slaanesh ended up being a +4. I had to manipulate it. Shot some slicing shards into the giant, forgetting he was leadership 10, so he easily passes leadership. Actually, he didn't pass and had to re-roll, but the BSB is right next to him. But I did do 2 wounds on him out of his 6. Other magic, pretty much everything else was dispelled, except I did get 2 spells off at the end. I got Glittering Robes and Curse of the Leper, plus 3 toughness onto my trolls. So, we'll talk about combat here in a second. Hell Cannon finally hit dead on the steam tank, did 4 wounds. It was nice. And that was all my shooting phase. Close combat, I challenged, general accepted. I did a wound, he ward saved it. He did a wound back to me, and I ward saved it. That damn Rune Fang, I'm kind of scared of it actually. Then my trolls proceeded to puke on his other knights, and they're gone. So I won combat, he stayed. He had to roll a 2 or a 3, and he rolled a 3. So that is the end of that phase. So ready for bottom of 2. Okay, end of 2, getting ready to start turn 3. So on Connor's side, Connor moved his Hydra up a little. No, this was a failed charge. He attempted to charge the Gorebeat Chariot. Didn't quite make it. He needed an 11 and he got a 10. He just thought he'd try. The spawn compulsory moved up that far, right there. He charged his halberdiers into the flank of the trolls. We'll describe what happened there later. Charged this unit of great swords into that fulcrum with Festus. Right here he charged the giant into the Warhounds. You can kind of see what the result of that was. No movement here. Steam Tank moved forward 6 inches, generated 3 points. He did roll a misfire on that, and ended up taking some more wounds. He's got 3 wounds left on the steam cannon. These guys over here did not move. These guys did not move. In the magic phase, he ended up rolling a miscast on pushing through, I believe it was feeblement on the trolls, because they're at -1 strength. That wizard took a wound, and that wizard took a wound. None of the others did when he rolled on the miscast table. What else did you do for... Oh, he got 5+ regen on these guys, and I believe that was all. Everything else was either dispelled or was failed to cast. In close combat, I was able to get a couple wounds through. One with my BSB Hortense, and one with my demonic mount, so that Grandmaster there is down to 1 wound. I also did a couple wounds with my trolls. He did 1 wound back to me. So I won combat by 1 actually here, and was able to reform so I can face the halberdiers with those guys while this combat continues. They all passed their break checks. I did lose another warrior to shooting. Steam cannon fired at the Chimera and actually missed. Well, he hit him, but it did not wound. He rolled a 1. And the same thing happened with the handgunners. Just some bad rolling going on Connor's part. I'm sure that I was for sure that Chimera was gone in this turn, and he actually took all the hit him like 5 or 6 times, and none of them wounded. So it was actually a pretty good round. I'm winning on sheer luck right now, actually, and a strong turn 1 magic phase. But that is the end of turn 2. Getting ready to start turn 3. Alright, very eventful top of the 3rd. There was some massacring going on, and actually a pretty good magic and shooting phase. I actually had more of a shooting phase this time because of magic phase. Okay, first of all, movement. Declared charges right here. Warriors in the great swords and the chariot into the great swords. I did a charge over here of the gore beast into the hydra.
Lost by 1 freaking point, and I still break.
And over here, as you can see, a lot happened right there. Movement. Besides that, I failed to rally my warhounds, of course. So they actually didn't run away very far, but I think the giant might catch them this turn. Over here, I moved everything up, hoping Connor will finally charge next turn, because I'm going to have some stuff freed up over here to come this way. I moved my Chimera back over there to do a Flaming Breath, which was pretty good. Alright, then in Magic Phase, I rolled halfway decently. I rolled for Metal to be Ascendant, but what happened was I had my first spell dispelled. I tried to cast something with my Slinish Sorcerer, and I miscast. So it went off. It was the Song of Seduction. And, yeah, as you can see, my poor level 2 Slinish Sorceress, the beautiful woman she was.
Can't tell she had a helmet on.
Yeah, she did have a helmet on. Maybe she was ugly. But she died.
She
was gone, sucked into the void. It was horrible. Well,
they're chaos women. They burn the women and rape the land.
And Korn got pissed and threw his skull right there, big brass skull, but there was nobody there to catch it. So, anyways, the end of her. But the good part about that is Song of Seduction means I control that unit, and they're at -2 leadership, and that is a handgunner unit. So I got a little bit extra for my shooting phase. So. Other than that, magic, I tried to cast with 1 dice on trying to pull some dispel dice, and I ended up rolling a 1. So he lost concentration, could not cast any more spells. All my other spells were dispelled after that. So that was the end of magic. In shooting phase was pretty eventful. First of all, my newly acquired unit changed loyalties. And when I did that, the characters get to test, and on 5+ they do not change loyalties, and they have to move 3 inches away. So the life wizard did not change loyalties, moved 3 inches away, and then proceeded in the shooting phase to get his ass shot to hell. So he was gone. So Connor's down to just his Dark Emissary as his one sole spellcaster right now. Also in the shooting phase, I used my breath weapon on the cannon and destroyed it. So that was pretty cool. Hopefully we did that right. If we didn't, please leave a comment in the comment section. Because I'm pretty sure we did that right, but
if not
100%.
Tell us that the chaos player is not doing everything right, like his casts actually suck.
Yeah. Well, we know that's not true. But
Shut up.
and then my hell cannon fired into the steam tank and totally missed, but it did drift into the handgunners and killed a couple handgunners. Close combat. Over here, I won by 1 just from getting the charge off. We each did 1 wound each, and the Hydra took off, and I pursued and did not catch him. So he's actually fleeing over here. Let's change that to run away. Run away! Over in this combat, I defeated the Grandmaster General, finally. I rolled on Eye of the Gods, got +1 initiative on my BSB. I tried to restrain from the overrun, or not the overrun, sorry. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, they ended up overrunning into the handgunners and basically wiping them out. So that's what happened right there. Combat over here, I lost 2. Connor lost a lot, but great swords are stubborn, so he easily made his roll right there. And that was all combat. So that is, we're at the bottom of 3. Okay, end of turn 3. Connor decided to concede. He's down to basically 1 wizard at this point, and I still control him. So basically no wizards, so he has no control of a magic phase, which in Storm Magic basically means you're done. I guess we could have played it out. There's some combats left, but decided to call it. In Connor's movement phase, he charged his demigriffs up. He charged his knights up. Both of them completed their charges, moved his BSB up for supporting rerolls. He charged his giant into the flank of my chariot. We didn't do combat res there. I'm pretty sure I won, but
yeah.
Well, anyways. What else? I think that was pretty much it.
I've been forgetting about that.
Forgot about the... I guess he could have charged his spawn into my wizard or my warriors, but we forgot about that. Anyways,
2 turns.
Oh, he did rally his Hydra, so the Hydra would have got another charge next turn.
But his breath attack didn't work.
Magic, he tried to dispel the Song of Seduction and failed, so that was the end of his magic phase. Had no shooting phase since I control all his shooting units. And then in close combat, Demigriffs lost combat, ran, and I ran him down with the Khorne Warriors. It was pretty much a one-sided battle there. None of his wounds could get through. Right here was actually a draw. I took 2 wounds. He took 2 wounds. Oh, I forgot my 6+ ward save for my Zinch. Oh well. Anyways. Pretty close draw there. I didn't get to use my Ragnarok, which upsets me, or my Giant. Everything I bound, all my bound monsters didn't even get used. And then in combat over here, I did end up taking 2 wounds on the chariot from the Giant. But I wiped all but, I think, the General and...
General and Command Squad.
And the Champion.
No, there was...
There was one, the
Banner
Musician.
Banner and Musician.
Oh, so the Command and the General were the only ones left there. So, good game. Interesting. First time I've played a Storm of Magic game this far. I don't remember. We weren't playing it right the first time I played it. A lot of the rules we used were wrong. But this time was a lot of fun. Big point games like this are fun. Need to start earlier in the day, though. So, win for the Warriors. Controlling 2 of the Arcane Fulcrums. And also controlling the other wizards. So, good game. And that's the end.